Hi guys. What's up? That's good. All right.
You having a good time?
I am. Phoenix is hot, but it's delightful.
I hate the heat. It's terrible. Where I come from, it's not this hot.
Well, it is for where I come from, Texas, El Paso. It's a dry heat out there too, so I'm used to it, guys. Every angle.
It's like maybe that VR experience.
Yeah.
VR panel.
Jonny Cruz VR experience. Who'd do it? You guys are literally doing it.
We've just come circle around this while we ask questions.
It's like he's really there.
Yeah. Let's work out.
Well, I've got a couple questions for you. Was it easy for you to mold your personality into the character for Lucio?
I think this role is probably the least work I have to do as a character. I think part of it was like, how can I think you're always looking to make things sound natural and like believable, real. I think that's the biggest thing about like voiceovers, like, is this sincere? Is it true? And I think for Lucio, when it came into my inbox as an audition, it had a little picture of a little Latino boy with a hat, an actual picture. I wonder if they'll ever release that. Because when I saw Lucio, I was like, that is not the photo that I saw. So basically, a little Latino boy, he had a skateboard like this. He looked cool, like 14 years old. I was like, okay. And then it had like kind of like an excerpt of like what he was like, kind of life of the party, very encouraging, very lovable. People like him a lot, and I was like, that's me. And then basically from there, I just kind of it had 5 lines that I had to say, and you just sit there and you just kind of. I was literally lying in bed, being like, "Oh, let's break it down." That's it. And then I went in and did it. Just totally, forgot about it. It was also under a code name, so I didn't know who or what it was for. But also, video games aren't necessarily on my top high pry list because they pay terribly. I hope you guys know that. They're terribly paid. But this one, I just kind of went in not thinking anything about it, and then months later, like 2 months later, I got an email from my agent that was like, the people from Blizzard's Overwatch really loved your audition, and they want to hire you. And I was like, I don't remember doing that. And I was like, Overwatch. What is Overwatch? And then I went, oh, Blizzard's Overwatch? And then they like flashback to months back. My friend who like played World of Warcraft religiously had showed me a trailer for Blizzard's new game, which was Overwatch. He showed me the gameplay of like it all, and I remember being like, "That's incredible! That's the graphics, the gameplay." I was like, "That's cool." And then I came back too, and I went over to my roommate. I was like, you remember that game Overwatch? I'm like, I am now a character in that game, and he goes. And I think that's when I started to know this was a big deal, right? Which since then it's just grown into something like a phenomenon, something incredible that I never would have expected, as I was, a on-camera actor, which was my purpose in getting on like a show or something like that. So this kind of went a totally different direction. You just kind of never know, being a performer. So this has been a wild, amazing adventure, and it's still going. So
heck yeah.
Yeah, that was question number 1. You're probably going to get the 3 questions.
Was it difficult for you to say your new Portuguese voice lines?
Wow, that was incredibly difficult, as I don't speak Portuguese, and to sound authentic. That's where the acting and the magic comes in, guys, okay? But I remember, I've gotten a lot of, like, Blizzard listens to their fans, and one of the things is, like, a lot of the other characters, they have little lines in their language. And so I went to Michael Chu, who's, like, the lead writer on the game, and I said, hey man, we got to get these Portuguese lines in. And he's like, oh, you want to do it? I was like, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. He's like, great. And like literally 3 weeks later, I had Portuguese lines. I was like, oh man. But they brought in one of their team members who speaks fluent Portuguese, does the Portuguese for the South American part of the game, and he was on the phone with me, working with all of it through me because I'm making sounds I've never made before, you know? And you're just like, oh, wow, that's a word? Okay. But he was on there, and I basically, the training of just listening and repeating, and I'd be like, okay, perform that for me because it's a different vibe, right? And so I was asking him to do some performances for me, which he wasn't a performer, and then also make that into Lucio, so it was just, and also if I went to Lucio, it went out of the dialect or the accent, right? So that was a really great balance I had to do, which was very difficult. And I literally, for like 10 lines, it took like 3.5 hours to get them right. And then I'd do a line and he'd be like, I'd be like, no, I'm gonna do it again. Until it was like, I would say perfect. Anybody else want to disagree? I think so, great.
You're the only one with your hand up disagreeing. So. I remember last year at this con specifically, I had spoken to Symmetra's voice actor, Anjali, and I was like, when are we going to get some voice lines in Hindi? And she was like, huh? And I was like, huh? And now and here we have them in Hindi. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
What is your favorite voice line?
Can't stop, won't stop. Because I can't stop. I won't stop.
If you could make your own voice line, what would it be?
Oh man, jeez. Another, I like some of the musical stuff that he does, right? So I have, beatboxing voice line, and so I don't know, maybe something like, gotcha. I don't
You heard it here first. If it happens to get into the game, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Has it been overwhelming to meet such a large fan base?
Totally unexpected, and the amount of love and commitment and dedication that everybody has to this game, the community, the bringing togetherness that it's done has been, to me, like you can't even fathom, the brain of like this would be anything and mean so much to people. But as an actor, you only dream of like your work inspiring other people. I've been doing this for 18 years, guys, and so the fact that this has had a response, I thought it'd be in another media, right? A different type of media, whether film and television. Never even expected it to be in video game active media, I wasn't even thinking about it, right? But the fact is that I would take on new opportunities and like kind of focus on it and be like, I don't know, whatever, put it out there, just continue to perform, and then get a response like this. What a dream, and all of you are a part of that. And I'm deeply grateful, to have such a fan base that respects the work, loves the work, and enjoys it, jumps into the body of Lucio and feels good, and wow. So I owe a lot to you guys, so thank you. Stop it.
When is your mixtape coming up? Because that would be... that'd be fire enough to keep me warm for the winter.
Oh, man. I gotta make a mixtape. I love music. I actually do a little bit of music, more comedy than anything else. So if you check my Instagram, I'll be releasing some dumb, in the best way, little music videos. They're ridiculous. But a mixtape as Lucio, I'd love to collab with Blizzard. I love when, like, they use my voice, people make music, and then they put Lucio's voice lines in there, and I'm like, I'm a musical artist now. I am. Have you heard this new Synesthesia remix? Yeah.
Is there any chance that Blizzard will let you release at least one song because of those beats? Like,
I mean, I think they're always open to like the fan base, the voice lines that come in. They've taken some, and I mean, if I really went to Michael Chu, I'd be listen to this demo I made, man. Listen, put it in the game. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do.
it needs to have a fire emoji on it for him to
Yeah.
even consider it. Are Lucio's legs robotic, or are they just really big skates?
I mean, this is, I don't know in actuality, but I think he has legs, that's my opinion, and they're just nicely tucked into these dope robotic, like a little, how Diva gets into her little mecha? I got a mini mecha, you know what I mean? They're just legs.
But your legs are like so hugely disproportionate to the rest of you, so it makes me
But
think
that's part of the mecha, they're not my leg.
well,
But I still would be like, if Lucio was a cyborg, that'd be cool too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hanzo doesn't have any legs, why not you?
Wait, he doesn't?
No, he's got like little chicken feet.
Is he part chicken? Blizzard, get that lore out.
Speaking of lore, do you think Lucio's lore will focus on his life as a performer, or when he was kind of like in the war with, because I know Diva's like a little war hero, Lucio's a war hero.
I think it'll focus on hopefully kind of the combining of the two, a little bit about where he comes from, and then how, through his music and through his just altruism, bringing people together, kind of made a movement happen, and I think that freedom fighting kind of attitude, I think people would like to see, and then, just end it with a dope concert, lots of, just party,
That'd be sweet.
That'd be sweet.
When will we get his animated short?
Well, you're in luck, guys, because we've got a premiere. Hit it! Just kidding. No, there's absolutely no short anywhere. I can't wait. I think, what, in reality, they're saving the best for last. So, but yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till I get the call and they're like, hey, get in this booth. It's animated short time. I'll be ready.
I need more lore, period.
I think that's been a big thing of there's a lot of fun gameplay, a lot of new characters coming out, but I would love if they really started pushing bringing the stories together once a month in some way too. I know there's comics, but I don't know, stretching out the world a little faster so we can all consume. But
I know, because now we have more Talon characters, we have Orisa, Doomfist, there's so many people we don't know a lot about, and I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to know how everybody kind of connects and...
Right. How they feel about each other, why.
Oh, we know how they feel about each other. Do you not hear those interaction lines?
Yeah, no, I do them.
It's brutal sometimes.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. What's your favorite skin?
I kind of go back and forth. I like a ribbit, and then I like a little jazzy,
I love Jazzy. That's my favorite, hands down. Does anybody have any questions out in the audience? Yes.
Blizzard said by BlizzCon 2018, each character in Overwatch needs to be a part of Overwatch or Talon. What team do you think Lucio will be in?
Come on, man.
Overwatch.
Lucio's a hero, man. Unless there's some weird thing where he goes from hero to Talon, you could get your mind taken over, weird stuff happens. But Lucio's that good boy, you know what I mean? Please don't do that to me, Lucio. Overwatch.
So I just wanted to say, those Portuguese lines in there were so neat to hear. It's really exciting. It was really different from what is normally what you hear in a video game. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
But
Another satisfied customer.
And my question is, do you play Overwatch?
I do, not as much as you guys, because I don't understand. Literally, I think my thing is when you play a game with a friend, sometimes you let them win so they can enjoy the savory winningness. All the games that I would play, I would literally spawn as Lucio and like, all right. Hope nobody saw that. And then just this is crazy. But yeah, I think the patience you guys have and the ability, like, I used to play so much video games, and then I stopped for a long time because then I was like, well, where's playing any video games gonna get me? Which is, it's wild how things have changed entirely. But I played a bunch of Lucio. I played some Junkrat, and I love the gameplay. I can't. You guys impress me.
Thank
Yes.
you for coming to visit us.
I'm happy to be here.
What advice would you give young people who might be interested in going into your line of work?
What would I say?
Do it.
I would say, I mean, in the most simplest terms, I mean, doing it and doing it consistently, you know, as much as you can without an attachment to an outcome, right? I think the reason we quit sometimes doing something is because it didn't pan out the way in which we had hoped, right? And I think an ability to just do the work, be with it, be present, have as much fun in that moment, creating and then letting go entirely. I think that'll serve you in this industry, as I think people feel that and sense that. Is like you're not too, you know, desperate for a job, but you're just committed to doing the best job you can in the moment, and then you're good, man. Yeah, you want it, you don't want it, I don't care. Cool, I'm gonna go do another thing. And I think the biggest thing is the attitude you have about the artwork you do, and then going out and doing it just as much as you can, and getting involved in a community of people that do it. Classes is always great. I mean, from a acting class, I ended up, the teacher was like, I really love your work. I got to tell this casting director about you. I told her about you. She wants to see you. So then that casting director would bring me in all the time. But it's those little small little connections you make by just doing the work, that you find it only by doing the work, being in those communities, like getting the information. It's like you get it piece by piece. You know, how I went about is not going to be how you go about it, but as long as you start to put your foot down and get in the thicket of it, you'll find your little pieces of information that get you to where you need to go. So, and then just continuing to do it. There you go.
Yes.
Do you keep in contact with other voice actors, or have you?
Yeah, I mean, I get a text usually every other day from one of the voice actors. Charlotte hits me up a bunch. She's so sweet. Lucy, Mercy's a doll. I love Gaku. We've traveled with Gaku. Genji, he's really sweet. I mean, all of them. Like, I see him when we go to cons together. We have little meetups. We get lunch together. Like, that's my favorite thing to do, is just eat. So we do a lot of that. And they're some of the most just open, genuine people. Like, Blizzard found some really great, amazing human beings to just be in this thing, because I love all of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Diva and Lucio, totally a thing, right?
In my brain. But also, I'm open to all the things. You know, like a big old everybody loving everybody. How about that?
Yes.
Do you like Chico's tacos?
Oh my God. So, do you have one out here? Oh wow. So Chico's Tacos is this little Mexican spot in El Paso, Texas. And basically what they're known for is putting like little flautas, like, those hard shell flautas, in literally what looks like pink water. And they drown it in them. And then, so it's like they're floating around in there, and then they just drizzle it in cheese. And people out there think it's like the best thing ever. It's like, let's get Chico's Tacos, man. It's like crack. Everybody out there is just like, Chico's Tacos, Chico's Tacos. God only knows what they put in there. But me, when I had them, I'm like, these are the soggiest. They're just in water. And you're just like. So I wasn't the hugest fan. You're supposed to drink it? That mushy flauta drink.
It's like boba.
Yeah.
Without the chunk.
Yeah.
Who else? Yes.
How long does it take to make the animated shorts?
I mean, months. I mean, from concept to like animating it to doing the whole deal, it's a couple months. So the fact is, getting them out's not easy because people have to like do the renderings. It's an incredible amount of work. So the fact is, they probably need to hire a bunch more people to really start pushing them out faster. But hopefully they do that, right? Get to Lucio.
But not only that, for the Doomfist animation, they went with a totally different art style. So I'm thinking maybe they're trying to collab with somebody new. Maybe. I don't know. I just know I need some lore. I need some Moira lore. I need some of that. Yes. Who else? Yes.
Have you played any Lucio Ball? And if so, are you any good at it?
No, I am not good at Lucio Ball. But the gameplay is super fun. I mean, I'm very proud of my mini game. I think it's the best one there is. Okay? Yes? Yeah, okay. Glad we all agree. But yeah, I was delighted because I think I was one of the first one, or I don't remember. Like when it first came out, there was like, I was the first. It was the first, and people were like, "Yo, this Lucio Ball." I'm like, "What is that?" And then I was like, "This is amazing! It's all me." It's fun. Yeah.
Me versus me. Yes.
Because of your career, have you ever had an instance where you fanboyed over someone you met, or either through voice acting or acting in general, that you're just like, oh my god, okay, deep breath, like me.
I mean, I don't think I get like, oh my god. I'm just kind of quiet and be like, oh, dude, that's that dude. Oh man, that's that dude. Okay. I mean, I always wanted to work with Robert Rodriguez. I mean, he was a filmmaker back when I was younger. I really respected him a lot, and I was like, one day I'm going to work with him. And that was like, God, how long ago was that? Like that was in college. That was like 10 years ago or so. And then I came out to LA, and then he had a new network that he was like creating, and then he had a show on that network. And when that came out, in my brain, I was like, I'm going to be on the series. No doubt about it. I'm going to be on this series. And then I went out for the lead role, which was he's kind of like a James Bond type character. It's called Matador. It's basically a James Bond-ish type character. He works for like the CIA, and then he gets recruited to play like on a soccer team because the leader of the soccer team is like into weird espionage, so he has to infiltrate him. And so I was like, oh, cool, I got this. I went in, I auditioned, I didn't hear back at all. No, that's not true. They said they were going to bring me in for a callback, and then they forgot about me. And then so I called up my manager and said, they said they were going to bring me in for a callback. So we called them, and they were like, oh, we're sorry, we forgot about you. Then I went in there, and I killed it. I killed that role so good. And I didn't get the part. And then weeks later, they were like, hey, we want to bring you back in for the brother of the lead character. And I was like, this is mine, I got it, this is it, this is the one. And I went in and literally I embodied this character, and the character originally was supposed to be like really big, and I was like, I'm very small. But I was like, I don't care, this is mine. So I went in, auditioned, gave it as much like charisma and life as I could, and then I got hired, and I was on the series, and I worked with Robert Rodriguez, and I was like, I'm gonna tell him so much things, and then when he came into the room, I was like, what's up, dude? It's cool, man. Thank you for the role, thanks. But that was really cool. So yeah, I mean, maybe in my brain, I think. That's my way of fanboying, is just kind of being like, cool, man. That's neat. But yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who else? Yes.
Certainly in any sort of acting career or role, it's always good to have that sort of connection with other actors that you're working with. What sort of, or have there been any sort of exceptional moments of camaraderie with the other voice actors for Overwatch?
For Overwatch? I mean, that first time I made that video at BlizzCon, like the days after, like, I just remember being like, okay, well, I'm going to ask everybody to do a dumb, weird video with me, and hopefully they'll reject me. And everybody's like, yeah, let's do that. And then, like, when I did one with one person, Keith came over and was like, I want to do one. And then, like, everybody's like, I want to do one. And I felt, and I think at the point, Charlotte was like, "Oh my God, who's this weird guy asking me to make a video with him?" And then afterwards, she had fun making that little video, and then we became friends, And then I think what was weird was like they were all really wonderful in their own way, and I think after that video got released, I think we all shared this kind of common bond of how big this thing was because it spread like wildfire, became super viral. And everybody's like, what's going on? So then, our sharing of our experiences became very close, And I think that this cast in particular has been just, for me and in my career, some of the longest lasting friendships and the closest ones I have where, they've given me so much just by being in my life. So, yeah.
I love that BlizzCon video because you're with Symmetra and she's like, "You are not meant for greatness."
Yes, I was! That's how I really felt. I was very hurt by that. Because I was like, wait a minute, was that in character? Is that her voice line? Horrible. Horrible thing to say.
What's up, little guy?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll add one of the voice lines that you're making up?
I mean, hopefully. I mean, I gotta just sit down with Michael Chu and have a drink. And be like, listen, buddy, these are the voice lines I want in. And here's my mixtape.
Both with fire emojis.
Yeah, both with fire emojis.
Who else? Yes.
So what kind of drink would Lucio have at a bar?
I think he's festive, but yet he's strong. I thought somebody had a suggestion. I mean, maybe I think he's a high-end tequila guy, okay? No, is that right? You know why I say that is because I'm a high-end tequila guy, okay?
Congratulations on your taste in tequila.
I've said some of the most inspirational stuff today, and I get a clap on I'm a high-end tequila guy. That's good stuff.
Me too.
That's hilarious. I like you guys.
Maybe a grasshopper? I don't know, it's green.
True. Absinthe. I don't know.
Yes.
That's cute.
So I actually have a comment on something that you asked earlier. So I spent a lot of time doing that piece that I gave you, the print.
Yes.
He has legs.
Oh, he does have
He
legs.
does in his Brazilian skin. I spent a lot of time staring at his things.
Oh, yeah.
You can see his legs peeking out of the back.
Can you?
Bam.
Oh. Now I'm gonna go home.
We had a conversation. We're like, does he actually have legs?
Yeah.
So I sat there and I turned the model around.
Perfect.
Like, there's legs.
There's a little toe. I knew it.
I'd always wondered because like those legs are so disproportionate. Like he's like, I know Reaper's got some thick thighs, but dear God, Lucio's got some thick legs.
He's
I'm
a
like,
thick boy.
Like, geez. So what, is it the soccer? Is it the hockey? We'll never know. I don't know. I saw a hand this way. Whom? Beava's over there giggling. Yes.
Oh, if I wanted to break my hip again. What? I mean, Jeez, no, I probably shouldn't, guys.
If he doesn't break his hip, he'll break his pants.
My pants are really tight.
Who else? Yes.
Did you play any sports anytime in your life yourself?
So before I did acting, I did terrible basketball. I tried out for the basketball team from the 7th grade to the 11th grade, and I made it never. So that's why I went into acting. I just, for whatever reason, basketball, practicing with my friends, it just wouldn't click. But I'm actually very agile and very sporty. So, like, I would probably do well like on a Ninja Warrior. That's where I think I would really succeed because I'm incredibly weirdly agile, can hold my body up with my arms in different poses and like yoga ways. But give me a basketball and I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Right now. Ninja Warrior Overwatch character.
Yes.
Instead of Law, Overwatch has now produced the first Overwatch voice actor, Ninja Warrior.
There we go. I'm in. I'd kill it, guys. I'm telling you, Ninja Warrior, come at me, dude. I do need to do a little bit of training because I've been pretty lazy.
But you have to dress up as your character.
I mean, with skates, I'm just gonna fall right into the water. I mean,
But you would make it in record time. You could just speed boost straight across the ball.
true. Speed. That's the line.
You just like fall and just, Who wants to ask any questions? Yes.
Have you seen and enjoyed any cosplay?
I mean, I love cosplay, and some of the stuff here. I mean, of course, I love the Lucio cosplay. But yeah, I enjoy like the artwork and everything people are doing. I'm always so impressed. I'm looking at stuff. I'm like, you made this? How long did this take? Oh, 5 months. You know, Jesus Christ. But that's art. That's amazing. So, but this Reaper's really creeping me out. He's sitting there so still and just watching me. Wait until after the panel to just like, you know.
That's hilarious. You brought that up. He was sitting there like contemplating. I swear to you, he was sitting there staring at the floor, counting every thread in one of these panels. And I was like, "Reaper, you okay back there?" Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm alive. Maybe." Yes.
What age did you start acting?
So I started acting in the 7th grade. I took like an elective. And I had a teacher who was really great, and I remember him being like very encouraging of me and my work, and which I hadn't had before, you know. And I think it kind of inspired me, but then I think I was naturally good at it, is what he told me. And then so that came with some sort of weird ego out of nowhere. And so I tried out for the lead in the play that year, in the 7th grade, and I did the part. I killed it, you know, and then I didn't get it, and I was like, "Excuse me," and I went up to him. I said, "Hey, like, why did you give me the lead? I am clearly the best." And he said, "You know, Johnny, you're really talented, but I just don't think I can trust you. You don't show up to class on time. You don't do the work." And he said, "I'll give you this smaller role in the play, if you want that, and we'll see how you do." And I was like, "Oh, I'll show you how I do." And I showed up every day. I literally did the best 7 or 8 lines a boy could do. And I showed up every day. I mean, I remember like at one point, like during the play, we missed a whole scene, or somebody did, and I came in and like made the scene make sense. You know, and then it got it to a point, we finished the play, and then at the end of it, I was so exhilarated by the experience and everything. I was like, this is awesome. And so I tried out for the next lead, and your boy got it. 7th grade, yeah. But since then, you know, I've been slowly learning, you know, constantly.
Yes.
What Overwatch character do you wish you could hand a monologue to so you could just listen to him talk?
There's one man, and he's got a silky, smooth, buttery voice.
If it's not who I think it is, I'm going to be very disappointed in you.
Oh, it's McCree?
Yes.
It's that Matt Mercer, deep, smooth, just buttery voice. It just wraps you in your just smoothness. I always tease him about it. I'm like, man, that voice. I do the
So
sitcom.
good.
Silky smooth buttery.
I'm
That's his
glad I'm
voice.
not the only one that says that his voice is buttery.
Yeah.
Because like he's like, it's high noon, and I'm like, take me.
Yeah, I say that too.
Who else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you own any Lucio or Overwatch memorabilia?
I mean, you guys give me so much stuff, and I've thrown away none of it. And I take it in bags with me home, and I got this whole section of just Lucio stuff. Like, my house is just getting packed with Lucio stuff, and I'm like, I'll never let it go. I'm a little Lucio hoarder. Yeah.
Yes.
What other projects are you working on right now?
So, let's see if there's any that I could say. No. I've got 2 in the works that I can't wait to come out. But you guys check my Twitter, check my Instagram. It's coming out soon. Very soon.
I don't know if you saw, but we have a teenage dad cosplayer.
Oh, my teenage dad boy! Guys, nothing makes me happier than when you do stuff that I do on my Instagram. Just FYI. I make the weirdest videos. If you're not following me, get out your phones right now. Everybody, whip out your phones. I'm waiting. Whip out your phones. Jonny Cruz, 3 Z's. You will waste about, all my content put together, about 11, 12 minutes of your life enjoying the weird stylings that go on inside my brain. One of those things is Teenage Dad, where a teenager was doing a science project. His dad accidentally drank it, and he turned into his teenage son. So now he has to be a dad, also while he's a teenager. It's really dumb. Let's give it up to the teenage dad. Oh my God. He's got a question, everybody.
For the baloney one, I've got to know where did you come up with it, or like what inspired you for it, and also how much baloney did you make him eat?
So there's a video on my Instagram where I'm force feeding someone bologna. Please hurry, get there quickly. Came from a real moment. Where's Igor? So me and Igor hang out all the time, and we do bits together. And one time we were at a friend's house having dinner, and then she was like, "What do you guys want to eat?" And I don't know, for some reason I got Igor's face, and I was like, "All I want is bologna." And Igor was like, "What are you doing?" And I don't know, I just, what I like to do is I'll write down like bits and put them on like a Gmail draft. And so I like literally have pages and pages of weird things I've done to my friends. And then I pick one and then I'll shoot it. And then we'll release one every week. And so that's just kind of how it happens. Is like, I probably did whatever I did on a sketch to a friend. So think that in your brain when you watch my sketches. You'll be like, oh my God. Yeah.
I gotta say that last one I saw with the underwear, I was like, what?
Oh, Teenage Dad?
Yeah, I was like, what?
You guys can see a little bit of my butt crack. Just to let you know, just to warn you.
What's up?
Did you say one of your hardest voice lines?
My hardest voice lines? Oh man.
What constitutes difficulty? Like,
I mean, here's one, because I'm going to say this incredibly wrong. Basculacha! And every Brazilian in the world is like, no. It wasn't right. But in the game, it's right.
Balatu.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Are you gonna ever work with Cheerios to make your own cereal?
Some Lucio.
I mean, I think if I got, or Lucio got his own cereal, that would be the day. I would be delighted to be a part of a cereal brand because your boy loves cereal. Always has.
Yes, we've seen you in the bathtub with cereal.
Yeah. And once again, something weird you can see on my Instagram. Get out your phones, follow Jonny Cruz, JONNY, I'm a sleepy boy.
Yes, way back there.
So especially when you were doing your recordings, did you ever have dreams that you were Lucio or even some of the other characters you've done? Is that like ever happened to you?
Do I like dream in Overwatch?
I do.
Whoa. I don't think I've ever had like me in rollerblades skating around as Lucio. But now that you said that, you've put it in my subconscious. So I bet you, a month or two, I'm like, she was a soothsayer. I don't know. but no, I have had dreams of like doing voice lines and stuff, and meeting with other voice actors at cons and stuff, kind of like that. That's about it.
Who else? Yes, way in the back.
Speaking on other voice actors, have you met the voice actor for Wrecking Ball since he's so new?
Lipo, Jonathan Lipo, I think is his name. But there's two. Somebody who does the voice of Hammond, which is hilarious. Get me in a booth. Let me do that. Which is cute. I haven't met him yet. I haven't met a couple of the new ones. Let me see. I mean, Orisa's character, I haven't. She's overseas. A lot of the people overseas I haven't met. Yeah, but I'm sure at some point we will be united on a front. Because Blizzard likes to have like an after Blizzard actor meetup, and so that's when I get to meet some of the people I've never met. And I met Chris Parsons there, but I didn't realize it was him or something, Junkrat. And so I didn't get a video of him when he was there. I think he just kind of swept away into the shadows. And then I've done some cons with him, and he's just a delightful human being. So we'll see who I get to meet next, and I will bother them.
Yeah. Who else? Yes.
So, what do you tell yourself, or what do you do to bring yourself up when you don't get a role? Like what?
I cry. No, I think you just, like I said, I live in this place of constant forgiveness, right? I think sometimes we'll do something and we'll beat ourselves up. And I think the humans are probably the only species that continues to pay for a mistake throughout their entire life. You know, if you see animals, I don't think they're like, whoops, I peed on the rug, I'm gonna think about this every day and be depressed about it, right? But we like to do that. And it took a lot for me to realize it's like, okay, when things don't work out, once again, letting go of outcome. It's like, how can I continually do a job without the expectation? Because I think the expectation sometimes clouds the moment. And I think you really gotta love what you're doing, you gotta enjoy what you're doing, to go do it in front of somebody, and then know that you're just it'll pay off at some point, in some way, because there's been times where I went in for a small role, with a casting director who, literally one line, to go in for a casting director I've never read, go in, do it, forget about it because I never heard anything, nothing ever came about it, but then they continually call you back because they loved what you did, right? And so you never know, and I think you just hope like the work you did was seen, and then you move on. And even if not, there are so many opportunities. There's an abundance of opportunities, and I think we get caught up in the fact that I'll never get another audition. They'll never bring me in. That was so dumb. But there's so much in this day and age nowadays, ways to make your own path that weren't even available in the past. So I think it's just always perspective. There's always a negative outlook on everything or a positive one. And every morning I wake up and I have to meditate to get to the place where I'm looking at the positive, gratitude, things that I'm looking forward to, things that I can control, right? And letting go of the things I can't control. And it's just recalibrating your focus every day for me. It's like, what am I focusing on? Because you'll notice, hey, I've been thinking about this thing that I can't even control or do anything about. Why don't I shift my focus to this piece of artwork that I wanted to do, or this musical song I've been working on, you know what I mean? Or making somebody else's day, So it's just it's always perspective for me, and I always try to leave it at the door when it comes to art and acting, and then let it go like a bird, and if it comes back to you, it loves you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, that's an interesting question. Embarrassed to say, my Portuguese lines. I'm like, I didn't do that right. Because you do it, you get into it, but then if I'm not doing it every day, I'll slip out of what I learned, so yeah.
In the back.
Have you met Carolina Rabasa yet?
Oh yeah, she's I think a girl version of me. She's super outgoing, lovable. She's wonderful. I think she cares a lot about the other actors, and I don't know, so welcoming. And just like Anjali, just like Charlotte, a bunch of them, I'm just like, you really like me. You know, I love her, yeah.
Oh yeah, Anjali and Carolina were here last year, and I got to meet with them. They were so great because they were just like.
That's exactly what they sound like.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're just like,
So
I
cute.
love you so much. Like, oh my God. These humans are great.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, in the back.
So between like weird questions and random requests, what's been your most bizarre moment since becoming Lucio?
So I went to a con in Florida, and I was I had a line of people waiting to get a signature, and there was a girl I think wearing a corset, and she was kind of standing in line. And as she got closer, I think she was getting a little nervous. So at some point, I'm signing. I look up, and people are like, "Oh," because this girl had fallen over and fainted, right? And then I was like, "Oh." So I run over there, and I'm like, I'm over her, and I'm like, I'm like, hey, and I'm kind of fanning her, but she's already coming to, and so you can see her coming to, and then you see that she realizes it's me, and it's just like, and I'm like, and then I say, time to heal up. She was fine. Yeah, that was an odd one, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yes.
What's your favorite Lucio skin?
So this one was Ribbit and Jazzy, and I'm looking for like a nice, sleek, badass Lucio skin coming out. You know, like, I don't know.
I would really like to see, personally, I want to see him in different genres of outfit. How he is in a jazzy skin, I want to see like guitars and like drums on his back for like a heavy metal Lucio, or
Heavy metal Lucio.
I want a disco Lucio with a fro. Like I want to
roller
see,
skate Lucio. That one
yeah,
would be
I want to
fun.
see him in like bell-bottom jeans. I want to see it. That would be awesome. And then I want to have like the genre change, just like it does in the jazzy skin. That would be so cool.
You got all the ideas. You might
Hire
choose
me,
number.
Blizzard. Yeah, hire me.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What do you do to get into the mindset of Lucio before going in and doing your lines? Is there like a memory you think of or an object nearby you?
No, I think it's always, for me, it's where you are in your body. I drink some coffee. I like coffee. Because you got to be hyped, right? So it's, for me, it's like looseness, right? Being ready to like jump. So I start with my body. I'll stand up. I always stand for mine. Some people sit. And so it's just like you getting all like loose and like, oh, ha, ha, you know, ha, all right, yeah, woo, you know, like that's that kind of like energy level. And then right after I finish my line, I go, right back in it, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's good.
Have you already started hydrating for this time?
I mean, I hydrate on max every day. But, you know, I don't know, they usually like to invite a certain number for a panel. I did last year, and it was fire. But I don't know if exactly, like, who they want to bring this year, because they bring, like, people that they think could go together or that people haven't met yet. I don't want to hog all the limelight. But we'll see if they bring me back this year, so we'll see.
Yes.
Besides Overwatch, there's Lucio also shows up in Heroes of the Storm. Is that something that you voiced in as well? And what was your memorable parts in that?
Yeah, I voiced Lucio in Heroes of the Storm, and I just remember being kind of set back by how difficult some of the voice lines were, because I was saying characters' names that I didn't even know how to pronounce. You know what I mean? And I was like, who is this guy? Vishknishknut? How is Lucio going to say that? And I think that for Heroes of the Storm was my biggest like obstacle, but I got over it, and it sounds okay.
Who else?
Yeah.
Way in the back.
If you could give Lucio a new ability, what would you want to give him?
New ability, huh? You breakdance melee, where he starts to breakdance and he does flares and he's like just kicking everybody with his legs, flying around. People just get kicked everywhere. And when anytime it happens, people are like, God, this is the worst. That's what I want. People to be like, remove this, Blizzard.
Then you're already right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
How awkward is it recording your deaf voice lines?
Fun. All my life I made the weirdest noises. And when it came to, they're called efforts, doing efforts, I found that I was incredibly good at it. And which made me be like, oh, well, all that weird noise stuff I did growing up was really paying off. And I think it's fun because you have to find what certain things sound like, you know, like, and I don't know what getting my head ripped off with the spinal cord attack sounds like, so, you know, whatever. And then they're like, that's great. That's exactly what we thought it sounded like. But yeah, it's just, those are fun because they're just very, like, creative and yeah, I like them. They can really throw out your voice, but those are some, like, after we do all the lines, then we'll do efforts. And then efforts is when I think I shine in my work.
Did it hurt you a lot to do like some of the screams and the
No, I don't. I think at that point you do it from your diaphragm. There's certain things to do, but I think when you're doing, for me personally, if I do like heavier stuff, like in that area, that's when I lose my voice. Screams are wonderful. I just go above it.
Yes.
So I know that May's sorry voice line was like an accident. It wasn't a pre-planned line. Does Lucio have any lines that weren't necessarily pre-planned, but they decided to go with anyway?
All the line said was chillin'. I was like, let me do this. And they kept it, which was really cool. Yeah. But I'd like to have more musical stuff if they'd allow it. So maybe I'll go in there and just be like,
just like Michael Chu's desk, covered in fire emojis. Yes.
If you had to voice any other character besides Lucio, who would it be?
The guy with the milky.
And also, sorry, who else would you have voice Lucio?
Oh.
So both, like.
Oh. Who would I?
Oh yeah, I can totally see him as Reaper. Just die.
No. That Reaper's voice lines. I'm like, why would anybody play that guy?
Because he's a tank killer and he's
sharp.
great.
Anybody who comes up to me and is like, I'm a Reaper main, I'm like, you need to get some help. You need some help. You need to get some help, sir.
So if I'm a sorry main, what do I need?
Oh, you're great. You're good. I don't mess with it.
Good, because I'm strong as the mountain.
Yes. What was the rest of it?
Who would you voice? And who would you want to voice?
I would love to see Gaku, Genji doing all these upbeat, like. I would love to see that.
He's so like.
So stoic and quiet, you know what I mean? And so I would think that'd be hilarious.
Speed boost.
Yes. Boost.
Who are your favorite Overwatch characters?
Lucio. And then, I actually enjoy playing Junkrat a bunch because he's out of his mind, and so am I. But I also love, like, Genji's, like, stillness and his, like, tranquility and his, like, power without being so much. Yeah, I don't know. That's it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. If you could fight anyone from Overwatch in real life in hand-to-hand combat, who would you fight?
Oh no. Why am I scared for this answer?
I would fight Lucy Pole. Mercy. Because there can only be one healer.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I've seen some pretty good battle moms out there.
And she would kick my ass, so she's feisty.
Let's see, anybody on this side? Left side? No? Yes?
So going back to lore, as I understood it, Lucio and Symmetra seem to have like those voice lines before the match starts that tend to be, animosity.
Yeah.
So I know we're still waiting on more lore, but did they tell you anything about that? Or maybe do they, try to include you and say, what do you think this is about? Or, just kind of get your input?
Nope. No. It's funny because I did those lines way early on between me and Symmetra. And I think I'd been telling people, oh yeah, this line, and it wasn't even out, so people were like, what? And then I realized it came out much later. I was like, oh, whoops. Yeah, nobody saw that. So, I mean, there's a level that they do tell us, but also they probably don't tell me much because I got a big mouth, so.
Who else? Yes.
What EDM artist would you want Lucio to do a collab with?
Oh, man. Chromeo? No? Does everybody hate that? Actually, I personally, like, in my own opinion, I like this, like, atmospheric electronic music, and it all involves, like, every single one of my artists I've noticed, all of them are males singing in falsetto, so like, and I'm like, why do I gravitate to all these artists? But if he did one of those, I'd be like, that'd be cool. Oh, and Chemical Brothers, man, I used to listen. Oh, does anybody still remember Prodigy? No? That would be sick. Anyway, they're not Prodigy. They're like, well, what are they? They're not EDM.
Yeah.
Well, are they EDM or what would they be?
Electronic.
Like, electronic. Bring that back.
Yes.
In your mind, what is the hardest Overwatch character to play?
Genji. No? Anybody else?
Kind of. I can't do them zippy characters. I can't play Tracer. I can't play Genji. The most I can do is Moira. I can wraith away from danger, but that's it.
See, my thing is, I think if I really got into it, I would play Widowmaker and just hang out and just snipe people. Because I used to play, like, first-person shooters, and you can't camp, and if they get mad at you, you're just up there sniping. But I was like, I'm safe here. Why would you be mad at me that I'm playing smart and staying safe?
I put a bullet in him, so he didn't put a bullet in you.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is Lucio's real name?
Lucio de los Santos. Is that a quiz? De los Santos?
Last question.
Yeah.
So I know with Lucio, you said like the Portuguese lines were kind of a challenge. In a different job or a different aspect of your career, what's another challenge you kind of face once you have the job already?
I think the biggest thing is sometimes like allowing yourself to get the job. You know what I mean? There's been many auditions where in the mirror I killed it. I said those lines and I was like, that's so good. And then you get in front of a room of like 10 producers and you're like, I'm sorry. Just allowing yourself to like do the work that you've done, I think has been a big thing for me in my life, and being able to deal with the pressures that go with that. I think once I'm on set, there's just kind of an openness that I'm a playful person, so I kind of like to add a bunch. So I think it's getting the job and allowing, excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I'm kidding. Yeah, that's, I think, the biggest.
All right, one more. Make it a good one. Yes.
Apart from yourself, who is the funniest Overwatch voice actor that you've met?
Keith Silverstein, Torbjorn. So funny. One time we were in Kuwait for a con. It was a wild place to go. And we were watching TV and we muted it because we'd never seen it before. And Keith did all the characters for everybody in the show, crying, laughing. I was like, oh my God, this is